everyone. Welcome to my video. Today is Monday, the 20th of May 2024. My name is Dankita from Thailand. In this video, I'd like to talk about the true Dhamma in Buddhism for only people who have the most wisdom. If you are a real person who wants to end suffering and attain Nirvana in this life, you have to listen to me only. Because I'm Arahant in Thailand. I'm ready to help everyone on this earth to attain Nirvana in this life. I'm ready, but are you ready? It's up to you. The word Arahant means a perfect person who has realized as it really is and has attained Nirvana. Dhamma was taught by the Buddha can solve all problems, not just temporarily, but forever. If you want to end suffering permanently, you must attain Nirvana in this life. Achieving Nirvana is the end of all suffering because there is no cause to be born anymore. Can you understand me? The ultimate goal of studying in Buddhism is to attain Nirvana only. It's not just about wanting to know what the Buddha taught. Then you will suffer again. Can you understand me? True Dhamma in Buddhism doesn't have inspirational quote. There are only the truth that everyone can understand. Buddhism does not teach us to solve life problem and not teach to let go when we are suffering. The cause of suffering is we are misunderstanding. We believe that this is our true self, so we attach to everything in this world. Then we will suffer. Can you understand me? If you want to end suffering permanently, you must attain Nirvana. This is right. Achieving Nirvana is the end of all suffering because there is no cause to be born anymore. Basically, you must first understand what the Buddha taught. The Buddha taught Dhamma only. Dhamma is the true nature of reality that has no name in any fiction language. Dhamma is not a human being, is not an animal, is not an object. Everything in this world is Dhamma. You are Dhamma, I am Dhamma. What you see over here now is Dhamma. In Buddhism, we study only the subject of the mind. We need to study about the human existence. If you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, overcome depression and anxiety, the best way, as I told you, being aware of what you are thinking is the best way to solve life problem. Can you understand me? Being aware of what you are thinking is the best way to solve life problem. If you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, overcome depression and anxiety, as I told you, being aware of what you are thinking is the best way. The topic to speak in this video, let's take a look. Topic to speak in this video. Our true self is the mind, doesn't mean this body. The thought process creates suffering and happiness. Wow! Why did I say that? In reality, no one suffers, no one is happy, because our true self doesn't really exist. What you see over here now, you see the way you see the way you see. What you see now, it doesn't mean a man who is walking. It doesn't mean a man who is speaking. You see the way you see the way you see. This is true Dhamma in Buddhism. If you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, overcome depression and anxiety, until you can realize your thought, everything in this world is Dhamma. I am Dhamma, you are Dhamma. I show you like this. Doesn't mean a man who is walking. Can you understand me? I said it, that is sound weird. I am Dhamma, you are Dhamma. If you can't understand in this talk, that means You are wise. Okay. Before talking about the true Dharma in this video, I have something to show you. Let's take a look. Please remember, if you don't want to suffer, the word universal truth refers to reality as it is. True as it is doesn't mean everything is true according to fictional language, because the meaning of fictional language doesn't really exist. Those who understand this saying must individually count how many there are. No one suffers, no one is happy. I hope you are a smart person who can understand this. You know, the story in this talk I want you to understand about the various idea or thought process. The thought process is a heart of principle of the false suffering. In reality, as I told you, no one suffers, no one is happy. What you see now, it doesn't mean anything. You see the way you see the way you see. But we name is, this is a man who is speaking. In the same way, what you see now, it doesn't mean a cat, it doesn't mean anything. But we name it a cat. The word a cat is just the fictional language. The meaning of a cat, it doesn't really exist. What you see now doesn't mean a cat, doesn't mean anything, but we name it in the same way, the word a bottle of water. As soon as you see this word, we know that a bottle of water, the meaning of a bottle of water will lead to what you see now. In reality, what you see now, you see the way you see the way it is. What you see now is true Dhamma. What you see now is the way it is. But we name it. Can you understand me? The story in this talk, I want you to understand. The word a cat is just a fictional language. The word a bottle of water is just a fictional language. In reality, what you see now, you see the way you see the way it is. You see Dhamma, you see universal truth. Universal truth doesn't mean anything. Universal truth is Dhamma. Everything in this world is Dhamma only. Dhamma is the true nature of reality that has no name in any Christian language. You are Dhamma, I am Dhamma. Can you understand me? In the same way, you see the way it is, you see the way you see. Can you understand me? But we name it a bottle of water. A bottle of water. In reality, the word a bottle of water, it doesn't really exist. It doesn't mean anything. Those who can understand in this talk must be counted individually. That how many people there are. If you can't understand in this talk, that means you are wise. If you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, overcome depression and anxiety, the best way, until you can realize your thought. Mindfulness training and meditation cannot solve that problem. You were taught to believe. When you do this, when you do like this, you were taught to believe this is meditation, and when you do like this, you were taught to believe this is mindfulness training to solve that problem. No, that at all is impossible, because our full self is not really exist. Everything in this world is Dhamma. Dhamma doesn't mean anything. Dhamma is not a human being. Dhamma is not an animal. Dhamma is not an object. What you see over here now is Dhamma. Basically, you must first understand what the Buddha taught. The Buddha taught Dhamma only. Dhamma is the true nature of reality that has no name in any Christian language. Dhamma is not a human being, is not an object, is not an object, is not an animal. I am Dhamma, you are Dhamma. I show you like this. You see the way you see the way it is. It doesn't mean a man who is walking. It doesn't mean a man who is speaking. It doesn't mean a man who is singing. The young one, darling, was the young one. The young one, Darling water, young one. You see the way you see. It doesn't mean a man who is singing. Those who can understand in this song, it must be count as individually. That how many people there are. If you can't understand this song, that means you are right. The story in this song, I want you to understand. I want you to understand. Topic to speak in this video. Let's take a look. I say, our true self is the mind. Doesn't mean this body. Yeah. The thought process creates suffering and happiness. Our true self is doesn't exist. I want to say the life which is still alive represents the mind, because you have never heard someone say it like me before. Our true self is the mind. What you see now is just the body. This body is impermanent. This body is deteriorating all the time. When we die, this body die, but the mind not die. The mind back to be born again with a new body. Our new body, it may not be a human, it may be an animal, or maybe not in hell. But if we are lucky back to be born again as a normal person, we must suffer, because the Lord Buddha said, food hunger is the most suffering disease, because if there is no food to eat, we will die. Can you understand me? Through Dhamma in Buddhism, we study only the subject of the mind. We did not study about human existence, because our true self is not certainly exist. What you see now, to see the way you see, it doesn't mean a man who is walking. It doesn't mean a man who is sitting. It doesn't mean a man who is speaking. It doesn't mean a man who is singing. Don't look so sad. I know it's over. ไม่ธรรมดาเสียงสายไพเราะดี It doesn't mean a man who is singing. The young one, darling water, young one. เสียงสายไพเราะดีไม่ธรรมดา You see the way you see the way this is all the time. Everything in this world is Dhamma. Everything in this world doesn't mean a man, a woman, an animal, an object. Can you understand me? If you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, overcome depression and anxiety, as I told you, being aware of what you are thinking, as I told you. This body is deteriorated all the time. This body is impermanent. This body cannot be controlled. The mind is our true self, but the mind cannot be seen. The mind cannot be controlled, because the word mind, the word right is just a fictional word. I use in the talk that first and is in this video in order to not have to understand Israel anymore, because the meaning of the blank word, it doesn't really exist. The hardest thing for me is I want you to understand about the language. The language we use in everyday life, whether spoken language or written language, but the language is just a fictional language. The meaning of the language, it doesn't really exist. Can you understand me? This is the reason it doesn't have the language to name everything in this world. Everything in this world, it doesn't have the language to describe, because everything in this world is Dhamma. Dhamma is a true nature of reality that has no name in any fiction language. You are Dhamma, I am Dhamma. Dhamma is the way to see. If you can understand in this talk, that means you are wise. You see the way you see the way to see. It doesn't mean a cat. It doesn't mean a cat say meow, meow, meow. It doesn't mean a cat. It doesn't mean a bottle of water, but you were taught to believe what you see now is a bottle of water. This is a cat. Not at all. Where can I find the meaning of a cat? A bottle of water, it just believe it's in your thought, it's in my thought. Can you understand me? The matter in thought creates suffering and happiness. In reality, the meaning of suffering and happiness, it doesn't really exist, it's just a belief. The story in this talk, I want you to understand. What you see now doesn't mean human being, doesn't mean a man who is speaking, doesn't mean a man who is walking. Because you have never heard someone say it like me before. So first of all, when you listen to me, you must be blinded to listen and without prejudice to me. I'm Arahant in Thailand. Can you understand me? My name is Dan Gita from Thailand. I'm Arahant in Thailand. I'm ready to help everyone on this earth to attain their next life. I'm ready. But are you ready? ไอ้ควายมึงมันโง่เกินไปไอ้สัตว์ But are you ready? I'm Arahant in Thailand. I'm ready to help everyone on this earth to attain their next life. We suffer. We suffer because we are misunderstanding. We believe that this is our true self. No, not at all. What you see now, it doesn't mean our true self. You see the way you see the way to see. Those who can understand in this talk is what we call an individual. But how many people there are? If you can understand this, that means you are wise. The story in this talk, I want you to understand. Our true self is the mind, but the word mind and the life is just a fictional word that borrow to to say in this talk. In reality, the meaning of the language it doesn't really exist. The story in this talk is what created by me. I say I have to borrow the fictional language to create content and story to talk to you first studies about the famous idea or thought process. We suffer because we are misunderstanding. We believe that this is our true self. Can you understand me? In reality, no one suffers, no one is happy because our true self it doesn't really exist. Topic to speak in this video, I say our true self is the mind. Doesn't mean this body. This body is deteriorated and impermanent all the time. Our self is the mind, but the word mind is just a fictional language that for understanding is uttered in this video in order to not have to understand each other anymore because the meaning of the language it doesn't really exist. I say this that is sound weird because you have never heard someone say it like me before. When you listen to me, you must open your mind to listen and consider along as I said over and over again until it's go deep into your heart. Then you will understand it and finally you will have opportunity to attain your next life. The story in this song, I don't teach you anything. When you listen to me, you must consider along as I said. You must try to understand every story I convey in the video. When you understand it, don't believe me, don't conclude, don't believe me, don't conclude, don't deny, and don't teach another. Because I don't teach you anything. But every Dhamma teacher in this world will teach you to believe every story I convey. They convey. Every Dhamma teacher in this world will teach you to believe every story they convey, and you will believe it. But I'm different from the other because I don't teach you anything. Can you understand me? In reality, the meaning of the language it doesn't really exist. Every story I convey in the video, I say I just borrow the fictional language to create content and story to talk to you for understanding about the thought process and the mind. The life which is still alive represents the mind. What you see now doesn't mean a man, doesn't mean human being. You see the way you see the way you see. You see the way you see the way you see. Can you understand me? I don't teach you anything. If you can't understand in this talk, that means you are wise. Topic to speak in this video, I say, our true self is the mind, but the word mind cannot be seen, cannot be touched. I want to say, the life which is still alive represents the mind, because you have never heard someone say like me before. So first of all, you must open your mind to listen and without prejudice to me. When you listen to me, you must consider along as I said, over and over again, until it go listen to your heart. Then you understand it, and finally you will have opportunity to attain your next life. It's right. If you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, overcome depression and anxiety, the best way, until you can realize your thought, this blind mind. The conclusion in this talk, I want you to understand, in Buddhism, we study only the subject of the mind. We did not study about the human existence because our true self is not exist. If you can understand this means no one suffers, no one is happy because our true self is not exist. What you see now, this body, doesn't mean anything. Our full self is the mind. But the mind cannot be seen, cannot be touched. The word mind is just a fictional language. I borrowed to say in this talk that first said is in this video in order to not have to understand it also in order to not have understand each other anymore. Because the meaning of the language is not really exist, as I told you. The hardest thing for me is I want you to understand about the language. You know, the language we use in everyday life, whether spoken language or written language, both of these languages is just a fictional language. The meaning of the language it doesn't really exist. Can you understand me? What you see now, you see the way you see the way it is. It doesn't mean anything. But we name it a cat. The word a cat, it doesn't really exist. You see the way they sit, you see Dhamma. This is Dhamma, Dhamma. Everything around you is Dhamma only. Everything in this world is Dhamma. In this talk, I want you to understand. Everyone in this world is under the universal truth. Universal truth doesn't mean anything. If you can understand this, that means you are wise. We suffer because we are misunderstanding. Suffering and happiness is not really exist. It's just the belief. Where can I find suffering? Where can I find happiness? It's just the belief. What you see now, you see the way you see the way you see. As I told you, the life which is still alive represents the mind. I say this, that is selfish because you have never heard someone say it like me before. You know, I want you to understand. If you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, overcome depression and anxiety, the best way. Being aware of what you are thinking is the best way. You know. For example, let's take a look. As soon as you see this word, we saw that a cat. The meaning of a cat will lead to, there will be an image in your thought. Again, as soon as you see this word, which wrote that, please believe temporarily the word cat is real. That first understanding is already in this video. As soon as you see this word, which wrote that a cat, the meaning of a cat will lead to this. Can you realize your thought? If you can do that, that means you are wise. It means you can realize your thought. You know, in reality, everything in this world is Dhamma only. Dhamma is the true nature of reality that has no name in any fictitious language. Dhamma is not a human being, is not an animal, is not an object. If you can understand in this talk, that means you are wise. Please bear in mind.